What's up, guys? Episode one of what we are now starting as what you could say bootcamp number three. So, this is going to be a very short episode. Episode number one is basically me just talking to you, giving you a brief rundown of everything that is going to happen within this bootcamp and just kind of going from there. I'm going to break down kind of the way I trade throughout this entire bootcamp because a lot has changed since I did the first one. The first one, I was teaching you guys topics like CISDs, changing the state of delivery, market structure shift, MSS, tons of different stuff. Now I have progressed as a trader a lot. I have adapted to the markets, especially because that's what you have to do. A lot of people do that. When a lot of stuff changes, you have to change with it. It's like the saying goes, you can't predict the markets, you can only react. And that's what I did as a trader. And that's what makes me such a good trader compared to other people that are just getting into trading. One thing you have to realize is you are going to, at some point, adapt to what's going on. Humans adapt. That's how we evolve, right? It's the same thing. You are evolving as a trader within the markets. So I have primarily become a discretionary trader, obviously using ICT concept. I'm going to break that down in every single video. I'm thinking this is going to be an 8 to 10 video series. Going to break that down super simple for you guys, but I'm going to emphasize the biggest thing here for you. The biggest thing that I have as an advantage as a discretionary trader is chart time, experience, and muscle memory, because that's really what it comes down to. Because you could see something and just be like, I've seen that happen so many times, this trade is going to fail, opposed to someone who might take what you guys see on social media as a pattern trade, right? You see boom, inverse fair value gap right there, market dumps 200 points, you take the first inversion you see and it loses. That right there is a pattern trade. Now what benefits me that I'm able to do, I'm able to look at that and be like, yeah, we're going lower, except that one candle that you enter long on and then the next one goes shorts and stops you out is where I'm taking my short position, because you just longed into like a 2-minute gap. You look at the 1 minute and you're like, oh, it's beautiful. It's a 40-point displacement candle up, inversing the first gap right there. We took out London lows, but you're not zooming out. You're not seeing that the 4-hour is now headed towards Asia lows, for example. So I'm going to teach you guys a lot. Basically, it all stems from three things. Drawn liquidity is number one. Number two is having some sort of retracement into like a 5 or 15-minute fair value gap. I'm going to break down everything. And number three is an invalidation coming off of that on the lower time frames, which can be a change in the state of delivery. I rarely trade those anymore. Inverse fair value gaps mainly, or my number one confluence for entry is displacement candles. So I'm going to break that down completely throughout this entire series. I hope you guys actually learn from this, because there's going to be a lot going into this. And like I said, these topics can make so much sense. You can understand everything going on through this, but the biggest thing above all is having that chart time, that market experience, and that muscle memory, like I said, because that is what's really going to not just boost your wins, but limit your losses. Because like I said, you're going to look at a trade and be like, I've seen that before. This is going to be a losing trade. And boom, you just saved yourself. But the biggest thing I'm going to emphasize in this entire series, no matter how many episodes I make this, is that the number one thing that you have to have every single morning, I don't care how good this setup looks, if you don't have your drawn liquidity, you do not trade, because there's a difference between a bias and a drawn liquidity. You can be bullish on the day, but you can have a bearish drawn liquidity. You can be bullish for the daily candle closing, but your drawn liquidity can be London low, for example, as your time-based liquidity, and you're just reacting to what the market's telling you. I'll give you an example. Let's just say that ES takes London high and is headed towards London low. Yes, you wanted to be bullish on the day, but you now have to switch your bias and be like, okay, my bias was bullish, but my drawn liquidity is now headed towards London lows. So now you can take a beautiful continuation short, boom, retracement and validation. That's all it takes. If you guys go through my wins on my highlights on Instagram, or you see what I post on my Discord every time I take a trade, it's literally the same setup every single time. Retracement, invalidation, wick, reaction left behind. It's that simple, right? It seems simple, but it all comes down to one thing that I keep saying: market experience, muscle memory, and chart time. So I'm going to close out this episode right here. We've been talking about almost 5 minutes. I hope you guys are going to watch this entire series, because I'm going to drop every little piece of information that I genuinely trade with every day. Obviously, I can't sit here and I can't teach you 3, 4, 5. I've been trading 6 years. I can't teach you all these years of just market experience into, just a few minutes. I can speak my mind. I can teach you guys what I've seen from experience. I can teach you the topics that I actually use. But at the end of the day, you need to get your own experience in. It's like becoming a professional athlete. You can't step on a basketball court and be like, oh, I'm a professional athlete. I played 3 games, right? Or rec games. Like, you need to have, the saying goes, you need to have 10,000 hours on a field, on a court, on anything to be considered a professional athlete. It's similar to trading. You are going to have to get to that point where you want to be, but you need to stack up those chart hours. Doesn't matter if it's back testing, doesn't matter if it's live forward testing in the markets, trading on a challenge, or trading a funded account. You need to just stack those hours. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Please watch through this entire series and we'll become profitable together. I got you.